Hi guys, welcome to the roast session for your weekly dose of heat, where we will pelt you with podcasts and gaming videos. Follow us also on twitch.tv/the roast session.
There's a wonderful
Live life.
Breathe it. Oh, I breathe it.
Somehow we're gonna get there, I think.
Yeah,
And
that'd be
feel
so
so
wonderful.
Bum, bum, bum.
This time
It's
for real.
I'm loving it just where I feel.
Isn't it? I'm telling you,
the members of
doesn't
my
matter.
Those bars,
nation.
she's like
It's
Twister.
your
It's
time
barking
to
too
be.
fast.
There's no chance unless you take one.
Yeah.
Are we actually just stealing someone else's opening now?
The other side of every situation.
The roast session, copyright strike by Nickelodeon.
It's meant to be, so give me your best and leave the rest to me.
So yeah, by the way,
Leave it all
you
to
guys see
me.
Doctor Strange.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we saw that movie.
So what
it
we're
was
here for?
alright. What'd you guys think of it?
We're not even gonna acknowledge the listeners at this point.
Huh? You didn't like our karaoke of iCarly?
Yo, you did pretty good though. We got lyrics.
Yeah,
I
it
feel like the
leave
emotion
the
was there.
rest to me.
The emotion was
Leave
there.
it on me.
Did you guys even like iCarly?
I'll give my karaoke.
That was not a
fun.
good show.
You know what I did like
Drake
about it?
and Josh should always be the best.
But Jeanette McCurdy.
Yeah, that's it right there. Jeanette McCurdy. She's bae.
She's clean.
I love the character. Oh wait, no, never mind. Because I was gonna say at Comic-Con, I saw somebody dressed as Crazy Steve, and it like lit my world
Drake and
up.
Josh.
Oh, you're thinking about her brother. He wasn't Crazy Steve.
Yeah,
Crazy.
yeah.
He's a good guy.
Which is funny because,
I
like, how does that match continuity? Because Miranda Cosgrove was in Drake and Josh, and so was he, but they played completely different characters. Like, I wouldn't notice.
They met with Drake and Josh from the show, not Carly.
Did they?
But yeah, but they were all strangers to each other, so it's different.
You know what's funny? Drake and Josh is actually a TV show in iCarly too.
Is it?
There's an episode where they're watching Drake and Josh.
Well, that's pretty creative.
Nickelodeon's wild.
These crossovers.
Those crossover, those different dimensions and universe, kind of like in Doctor Strange. So let's get started.
Honestly, that was the only way that we were gonna make this. Fuck it.
I'm so sorry for the long intro, guys. Nice to hear from you all. Read some of your comments.
By the way, this is a week apart from our last video, so we're actually consistent for once.
Oh,
Yeah,
snap.
we on time.
Ooh.
No complaints.
And relevant.
And we're definitely bringing in spoilers because most of you haven't seen this movie yet. Hopefully you have. If not, this is just awkward.
Yeah.
Hey,
So, like,
man.
if you watch this podcast and you haven't seen this movie yet, that's your fault.
They're letting you know right now, if you haven't watched it and you don't want spoilers, watch our podcast anyway.
Or you could just pause it right now,
Go
go
to
to
the
the
movies.
movies,
Go to the movies.
call up that girl you've been thinking of, dating, and watch Doctor Strange.
Alone, because she won't go with you.
Oh, God. Savage.
Only Papi Chulos watch this show. They all get the women's. They all get the men's. Papi Chulos and Mamacitas.
They all get the women. They're gay. Is what you just said?
Let's talk about Doctor Strange. Let's start from the top. I saw it actually with Yao in theaters. It was a pleasant day. We had
I
fun.
mean, it wasn't just the two of us. Don't make this weird.
Don't add details.
So you want this to sound good?
By the way, it's the normal people here. It's never gonna be not the four of us.
No guests. Stefan, Yao, Gabriel, Lugo, the crew.
That's me.
In these hands. That's always here.
Old Betsy.
But yeah, so a quick synopsis of Doctor Strange.
Bat magic.
Asshole driver. Step 1.
Yeah.
Check.
Cocky as fuck.
Gets into a terrible accident. Somehow the rest of it is completely. It's basically unscathed.
That's true.
Yo,
Nah, he had a black eye.
yo,
Oh no! Fudge.
He was doing like 80 on wet roads.
Yo, black eye. That's how far, man.
By the way, fun fact about that scene. Did you know the person that called him before is an African American male in the military, spinal injury? That was Rhodey from Civil War.
It's a nice
Rosie.
Easter egg.
Wow, that's crazy.
I was thinking about it. I was like, this
Yeah,
guy
African American
fits-
male military spinal injury. That's
He
Rhodey.
fits the descriptions.
They said more. I can't recount the scene really well.
He said his knees were all fucked up.
I just remember him surviving. I remembering. But him surviving that crazy ass car crash.
Yeah,
And I feel like this is a plug for them to be like, drive safe, don't text in the rain.
If you
Shit
waited
like that.
all the way to the end, it actually says that don't text and drive safe.
Oh, did it?
Yeah,
It didn't say that for me. Where'd you see the movie?
all the way at the end. I've watched it at Regal Cinemas.
See, he says it that way. No one will ever know where you live. Clever.
But so step one, asshole driver, full of arrogancy and pride.
So
Get-
Iron Man.
Iron Man.
But less comedic.
Gets
Until
into a
halfway
car
through
accident.
the movie.
Accepts what seems like maybe Buddhism, chakras, and
Well, he's desperate to continue his high life lifestyle.
Yeah.
So he wants none of the treatments, none of the experimental treatments, nor any of the treatments are working. So he wants an out. He wants to continue his high life. So he takes
settles
his
on
last option.
becoming a Tibetan monk of some sort.
Which-
And then
Yes.
You know what's weird is that he took the word of like a previous like non-savable dude. He took his words like, you know what I did is I went to the mountains and I studied chakras.
I was
and-
enlightened, and I decided I
Yeah.
wanted to play street basketball.
You know what's really funny about that? The fact that he listens to that story, goes all the way to
Yeah,
her place,
goes-
comes into her place, and says, "I don't believe you. So why'd you come?" He literally said, "Spirit."
I will give him credit though when he gets mugged for his watch. He's like, I don't want any beef, and he swings with a broken hand onto that guy's face.
That was wild.
He's like, League of Shadows.
Yeah, that only proves how materialistic he is.
Oh,
Unless I watched Mental, did it watch
it
me?
did. It
It
had
has something on the back of it.
a carving on the inside
I
of it.
think it's his like. Is that his like? Dog?
It was a gift from
Why?
Catherine?
That Catherine?
Catherine.
Was
Yeah.
it Catherine's?
You know what's funny? He could have taken any of the watches. He had a bunch.
Oh,
uh,
he
of
had a
them.
bunch. Yeah.
I guess he
Christine.
didn't think he
It
would
was
get robbed.
Christine.
Alright, then I take it back. I thought it was just a watch. He's like, give me that watch. I was like, man, this is J.R. Money. This costs man money. Fuck you.
Rolls Royce, man. I ain't giving you this. This is a Rolex.
This is my bezel.
But learns magic. Becomes a.
Very quickly.
They explained that though. I felt
They said he was a fast learner, but I feel like
not even that, but they did the astral body studying,
Oh yeah.
where he's studying in his sleep.
Remember when he was stealing from Wong, just Wong?
The one thing I will give this movie a lot of credit for is I felt like they covered their tracks very well. A common critique for these superhero movies, which is just lame. If you make this critique, you're lame. You suck eggs.
Unless you watch us, then you don't.
oh shit, we're lame.
But people, when they complain like, oh, that battle was destructive.
Oh, okay, never mind. We're
When
not
people-
lame.
Yeah, I like for the Superman movie and the Avengers movie. People be like, oh, they like destroyed New York City. I'm like, you realize these are like super powered, like demigods essentially.
My excuse for that, real quick, is when people like they destroy the city, is like, I mean, would you take alien enslavement or just destroyed city?
Some
So-
people take alien enslavement, apparently. That's how these Marvel movies be going.
That's how they go.
Yeah, they fucked up the city. I'm like,
We
I
just
mean,
talked about Civil War, man.
Are we good?
yeah.
But I like how the movie covered up with a lot of the fights being in either the mirror dimension or just, he just undoes time. He's like, fuck it.
It never happened.
I like the way this movie kind of like just cut through all the garbage, man. The origin story's done in like 5 seconds. I mean, this guy's hands are destroyed by like minute 10.
Yeah, it's true.
He's like Doctor Strange by minute like 30.
This is actually like this is
Oh, I had
this
good
movie and
pacing.
Deadpool had a lot in common with that. Because that's what the director said. Director and Kevin Feige, whatever the fuck his name is, the dude who owns Marvel Studios.
Yeah, the guy who runs the cinematic universe.
Yeah, he said he didn't want this movie to be too heavily focused on the origin story. He said that about Spider-Man too. He said he wants these movies to just go straight in.
Well, Spider-Man's understandable.
Well, yeah,
It's like the
he was
third
already,
time.
yeah.
But like, it's good. Like, especially like you can see where they could have put more stuff in. Like, think about the villain Caecilius.
Yeah.
We don't get to see him train, then betray the master.
Yeah.
I mean, the ancient one, and then
He's
become
already a bad guy.
He's a bad guy, but it's starting in the movie.
Right.
They're like, we know you're smart enough in the audience to understand that this is what happened. You don't need to see it. And I think that I appreciate that.
And they showed a lot of Doctor Strange's character in the beginning of the movie, like you said, arrogant, prideful, and all that stuff. And it showed who he was, especially during learning how to become a magician and whatnot. And saying, "Oh, this is bullshit. I don't believe it."
Right. Oh, I love how much of a realist he is.
Yeah.
Like all of his training, to be honest. But so back to the storyline. So he learns magic. He then becomes the massa for his that like people. I don't know what
Sanctum.
That sanctum.
He becomes the New York Sanctum's master.
By the way, I don't read the comics, so I didn't know about Mordor being like a villain.
Mordor.
Like I said, I don't read the comics.
Well, the Sanctum being his thing?
No, but the second the Ancient One says, "Oh, you should be the master for New York, Master Strange," the look on his face is just salty. He's like, "Bitch, that nigga's new."
Yo, I felt bad for him too because I was like, this guy's he's been through the struggles.
You know what's
and
funny?
this guy comes in and just.
You know what's funny about the Sanctums? They have that big symbol on top of it, and I feel like no one's ever noticed it before.
Oh,
it's in like the middle of a populated street in New York.
You know what's funny about the Sanctums? The fact that master was so weak. Calcius beat him in like 5 seconds. And he had no students. It was just him.
It was literally him alone in New York.
I mean,
yeah.
it was 3-1 though.
Yeah, why
Okay,
did he
but
have
Doctor
the
Strange
entire
didn't lose.
sanctum?
Doctor Strange didn't lose, and he was just learning.
But he had a cape.
But he was a master.
With the cape.
I agree with Yao because in the Ancient One Sanctum, it's filled with bunch of students. In the Hong Kong Sanctum, filled with all these people. New York Sanctum, it was like, nah, I stand
One
by
black
myself.
guy.
One black guy.
One lone
Nah,
Negro.
the Tims were on sale. That's why.
If he had Tim's on,
Tim's in a New York hat. He's like, I stand my ground, homie, dead ass.
it's my block. I run these streets.
Probably would have just walked out of the
I just
theater.
like how, like, that's probably what Caecilius was thinking. Because remember when he walks up and Caecilius was like, so they made you the master. He's probably thinking to himself, easy money. I got this.
Free.
Just bodied him.
The one thing I disagree with Calcilius is killing the librarian. Because
chopping his head off?
Chopping his head off. Because as Doctor Strange proves throughout this movie, you don't need much to steal from this ancient library.
Hey, maybe Wong isn't a very good librarian.
That's so weird.
That's
Wong
true.
was confident. He's like, nothing gets by me. I was like, oh, really? Because Doctor Strange got by 10 times in a row.
Legit, you could steal. And those books are easy. They're just on chains, regular
Well, he
hooks.
listened to Beyonce.
Yeah, he was to Beyonce.
We talked about this earlier. That scene didn't need to be clarified.
It didn't.
What do you mean?
That he listens to Beyonce.
I think this movie has a lot of jokes that were right on the nose. I guess maybe that's the things the audience likes. Because we're watching the movie, people were laughing at all the cues. Everything that was kind of something, they were laughing. Anything that was kind of cute, they were like, "Aww."
I guess they were just more sensitive to it. I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I was laughing at Ant-Man scene in Civil War.
That was
Like,
funny.
yeah, you're going to have to take this to a shop. That seems hilarious.
Let's not talk about a better movie.
I did think I did. Oh.
Fucking roasted.
I did laugh. You know when he was making all those like singular name jokes the first time, I wasn't really laughing. But next time he saw Wong and he continued doing that, I was kind of like, really? But it made me laugh the second time for some reason. Is that when he mentioned Beyonce, or was it the first time?
I think it was the first time.
First time.
I think I laughed at all the moments of his banter with the Ancient One, because he's very witty and like she's not about it. So when she's explaining to him like about chakras and acupuncture, he gets really excited at first. He's like, "Oh, so you've been studying with like stem cells research and this like." I'm just like, "No, I don't know what the fuck you talking about."
He's like, nah, magic, dog.
And even when she's frozen in the on the table.
Oh, okay.
When she went astral?
Yeah, and she's in her astral form, and she's, like, staring at, like, the end of her life. And she's like, I can never see past this point. She's like, I always looked into my future, and this is where it ends. And she's like, do you want me to, tell you what's yours? And he's like, no. Look, if you're ever so inclined.
I think comedy-wise, my favorite funny scene in this movie was Doctor Strange's first interaction with Caecilius. Where he's like, Doctor... what was he? He's like, Mister? He's like, no, it's Doctor Strange. He's like, that may be true, but I won't touch you. I was like, what the fuck happened? that whole banter was mad
it's
weird.
It's funny because I was like, I thought Kaecilius was more of a serious guy, but I guess he's not. He's pretty silly.
Yeah, he's a silly character. Like
even when Doctor Strange tied him up and he was like mumbling and shit, I was like, why are you mumbling? Why are you acting like an asshole?
He's just talking shit under his breath.
I thought he was just some sort of spell or something.
Me too, but apparently he was just talking trash.
I think we can say that's a big flaw in this movie. Actually, is that the spells were pretty basic and non-expansive.
Oh, everyone got the same spells. Everyone got the spell. It's called Inception. The Inception spell. Everyone be spamming that. And I don't know why it'd be working because Doctor Strange has the cape of levitation. Mordor has the, boots of,
you said
whatever. What?
You like
Mordor!
You like Gab's fuck up
Mordor? Man, he barely had any role in this movie. That's why I'm messing up his name. Alright? They're over here being like, oh man, the ground is crumbling under her feet. And I was like, you can fly.
That got me so mad in the movie.
I was gonna say that maybe the powers, all the magic, is like in video games where the most OP things are what everyone goes for. So it's like, wow, I want to do that. So everyone just says, I want to.
So I want to Inception and have whips.
Yeah,
everybody wants to.
It just doesn't make sense.
Here's the thing about a movie, though. A movie's supposed to give me the best experience. They think that showing the same spell over and over is the best experience. That's on them. I don't know why they're like, oh, that's the best spell. First thing, that spell never killed nobody.
The kaleidoscope spell?
Yeah.
It looks nice though.
I like the visual. I like when he did his hand like this, the rotation gesture, and the whole room flipped around.
Right.
That was pretty cool and whatnot. But I feel like when it came to magic in this movie, and I said this to Yao Jr. earlier, I feel like the director and the producers of this movie were afraid. Because they didn't know, they were afraid to try something new and be different and unique with their magic, so they made it like Harry Potter nonsense.
Yeah.
Like, when they do the spell and it's like the laser?
Yeah.
Oh, like, Doctor Strange's like whip kind of looked like that. It actually had the same effects. Like, at the end of Harry Potter, when they did the laser connection shit, the Avada Kedavra bullshit, and Harry Potter and him did a Dragon Ball Z beam battle.
Yeah.
The effects that came off of the lasers and whatnot are the same effects that come off of Doctor Strange's little whip thing when he attacks people. It's like little sparky effects.
My whole thing is, like, that's why I never enjoyed about the Harry Potter films.
Is that it wasn't unique in its magic use?
No, is that it's a movie that is considered to have fights, but just holding your wizard. Holding your wand.
You're holding your wizard.
Come here. Merlin! Holding your pocket wizard. No, holding your wand just viciously against someone else's. Like, it didn't do it for me. But Doctor Strange, at least, he got into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had some martial arts.
They had some martial arts,
with some batons.
The action was decent, but I feel like it could have been better. By that I mean they should have hired the Russo brothers choreographer.
To me, the action was
bad.
bad.
Is Cumber Humble Bottoms really like able to do karate tricks?
Well,
he should have stunt double, or learn.
Learn.
Because he seems like a big lanky dude. I never seen him do like.
What's funny is that they could have created spells that wouldn't allow them to even have to do martial arts fights. But they only made one kind of spell, one that conjures up weapons, which you need martial arts to do, and one that turns the screen into Inception.
It would have been cool if he walked around with a fucking book in his hand, like a spell book. But he didn't read the spells, he just knew them by heart, and he only needed the book to actually use the spell. And it was always something different and new. But maybe that's asking for too much.
Or something?
That's actually just asking for them to adapt the comics accurately.
Yeah.
So, not too much.
Because Doctor Strange doesn't really fight like hand-to-hand a lot. Like, he uses a lot of spells and unique shit like that. I mean, there have been times... I don't read a lot of his comics, so I don't really know, but there have been times where he's used spells and, like, unique tricks for winning a fight. Like, he fought Ghost Rider. Like, his magic doesn't work on Ghost Rider because Ghost Rider is not considered alive, so he had to use other means to beat him. So, stuff like that. Like, the way I don't want to skip all the way to the end, but the way he beats Dormammu is that he tricked him, and he trolled him into submission.
Which, by the way, he looks nothing like Dormammu.
Yeah, in the comics. He's a big flip.
Or in the game.
He looked the game in comics same, basically.
Oh, okay. My only problem with that fight was, like, while it was going on, I was like, what is Sasuke doing?
Oh, that's what you meant.
Yeah, when Kabuto and Itachi are doing the... What is it, the Izanami or the Izanagi?
Izanami.
The Izanami. I was like, what is Sasuke really doing besides learning? At this point, the viewer is Sasuke. Oh, for those of you at home that don't know why I'm talking about Naruto Shippuden, because the last battle is actually the same exact thing.
From one of the fights in Shippuden.
Kabuto versus
And it makes me think about that fight a lot more. How Doctor Strange, he kind of lost to what's his face?
Kaecilius.
Like he couldn't take Kaecilius on.
Yeah, he couldn't
in Hong Kong. But he was like, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of your god. You're like, he wasn't a god, but your hero, and he just bullies Dormammu into submission. And one more thing about that fight, by far one of the best things about that fight is Kaecilius' henchman, because Doctor Strange finds ways to just troll people. So if it's not sending them stranded in the desert or like in the forest, when he's redoing time and people are fighting, but still like getting sucked up in time, one of these dudes gets trapped in like an aquarium, a lobster tank.
Oh yeah.
And he just stays there, defeated, until it's water.
Water in a glass tank.
I don't have my teleportation ring. I'm stuck.
Without a sling ring, you can't do nothing. Remember when Kaecilius lost his? He was like, "Yo, I'm gonna need that." Actually, I was like, "Dog, you can't even create a dimension with your own magic." Nah, I need that sling ring. Hold up. I need a sling ring.
That's another thing. There's a lot of crutches in this movie, man. Like the whole training scene between Mordo and fucking Strange.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I have the staff of the
Whatever.
Living Tribunal.
Okay.
By the way, that's a Marvel character. That's one of the many cosmic being gods. But yes, you have the staff of this, and I have the boots of this, and all that. I was like, so you don't do any of your magic on your own. All you do is Inception.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now, I went to the movies with Yao, and I hate Yao because he beat me to the joke.
What?
But when we were watching this, there's one character in particular that makes you question Mordo. It really does. Because you see in the movie that there are a lot of like trainees, there are a lot of proteges. He's training with them. He's showing
all
them
kinds of sorcerers, man.
But when he decides to leave the path, and he decides to put his hood on,
he becomes Luke Cage.
He finds the one dude who isn't training. The one dude who only uses his magic to play basketball and live an everyday life. He's like, nah, fuck this guy for walking. Give me that shit back.
It's like, that's the first thing that came to his mind. He was like, well, there's too many sorcerers. Man, I remember that one guy.
He leaves a man literally crippled on the floor.
Strange,
like,
Wong, that dude with the missing arm. Nah, dude playing basketball. Fuck him up.
And then even more so, the dude who was playing basketball when he meets Doctor Strange for the first time, and he's like, "Oh, I remember you, Strange. I never got past your receptionist. You denied me at the door. You said my illness was incurable." And he's like, "You had like lacerations and you were separated. All these
nigga, you were fucked.
All your nerve ends were. There's no way to heal that." And he's like, "Yeah, well, I found a way." He found magic. There wasn't a way.
You learned the magic.
You
cheated.
You know what's really funny? If that guy was instead like Rhodey.
Oh yeah, we talked about this. He's Rhodey, and at the end of the movie, Barry Morton was like, "We'll take it away from you." He's like, "No, come on, man."
Imagine. Oh man, that would have been a full circle. That'd been hilarious.
Well, you guys overlooked something though.
Ooh.
In the beginning, the first psychedelic scene, the first real psychedelic scene.
Don't you fucking... Wait, no, she touches his head or something, and he's like...
opens his third eye.
She's like, open your eyes, and just send him flying into space, and then to a tunnel of crazy stuff, dudes.
And that was the most creative display of magic in the whole movie.
You know what I thought was the greatest part about that when he's on that trip?
The fingers?
No, I was gonna say when he appears in front of Dormammu. Because he visits the Dark World.
Oh, yeah, he does.
But it's just Dormammu staring at him like, what the fuck is that? I gotta imagine no one
I have a
visits
5 o'clock
Dormammu.
appointment with... What the
Do you know how much Dormammu must have hated the Ancient One? That bitch is doing that shit again.
First it was a crippled dude who plays basketball. Now this guy.
She keeps sending people right in front of my face. I don't have hands. I can't swipe at them.
Honestly, real quick, I feel like they made him that way because they don't have the rights to Galactus.
Oh,
so they were like, he devours worlds and whatnot. I was like, oh, so he does what Galactus does because you guys don't have the money to get Galactus.
Well, I liked his Renegon. Like, his eyes were cool.
I wanted a Firehead. Where's my Firehead?
They have Ghost Rider now. I was expecting something like him because Dormammu's basically just a bigger Ghost Rider, but not like Galactus.
I don't know, man. But let's move on.
But
what haven't we talked about yet? Let's talk about the story.
How about how Christine is so alright with all this stuff going on?
Oh, I did like that because it finally we got past the cliche of, oh man, I don't believe what's actually happening right in front of me. You know, Seto Kaiba.
Can someone explain something to me?
Magic's not real, Yuki. Instead, she was like, you know, I saw it happen right in front of my face. I can't just. Am I crazy? Well, obviously not. So I guess I have to believe this.
Well, this is I think a surprising turn for the roast session because a lot of people think we just hate everything. I don't think this movie was bad.
I liked it.
I don't think it was bad either.
It wasn't bad.
It was okay.
If you can watch it in 3D, watch it's worth it.
How much is 3D where you live?
Cough. 20 bucks.
If it's $20, do not watch this movie in 3D. It ain't worth it.
No movie is worth $20.
You're right. Unless you're buying it on DVD.
And if you don't want to watch it in 3D, I still enjoyed it.
If you have money to blow, watch it in 3D.
Oh,
yeah. You big ballin'. First thing, send me some money.
Yeah, give us all some cash and then watch it.
Then watch Doctor Strange.
Yeah, I don't want to backtrack real quick, but you remember the whole thing when the Ancient One died?
Right.
Yeah.
We can all agree that her death was stupid, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember a few scenes before that where Baron Mordo was like, she is kind but merciless, and I was like, oh, so she's tough. And then she got distracted by Caecilius and his two goons. It felt weird, like he brought up to such a high point for her to die in such a lame.
You know what felt weird about that part of the movie where she's dying? Is Doctor Strange is already committed to being a rule breaker. He has the reputation throughout the movie, actually. And that's what they have, like, in common. Because he's like, you know, I can't believe you're, like, sucking energy out of the dark world. And she's like, you more than anyone know what it is that you sometimes need to go, like, outside the rules. So, like, the end justifies the means. Like, yeah. Because from that point on in the movie, well, even before that, he's wearing that time medallion thing.
The Eye of Agamotto.
At any point, he could have saved the Master of New York. Could have brought that dude back to life, but nah.
No one likes him.
His Sims were crusty.
Could have brought back the Ancient One. I mean, he could have done a lot of things. I'm like, you're already wearing it. You already committed to breaking rules. You know, which leads me back again to why they killed the Librarian. Because that thing wasn't even guarded. And that's something that should be.
You know what's a better question? Why didn't the Ancient One use that? What's it called again?
The Eye of Agamotto.
Yeah, that. Why didn't she use that to turn back time? Bring Cassius's ass back.
Boy, where you going with that book?
They will ruin the space-time continuum.
Yeah, but she doesn't care about breaking the rules.
That's what I'm saying. They established that.
In fact, she could have used her powers to also trap Dormammu. Technically.
What?
You know?
So actually, this movie doesn't even make any sense from the get-go. And that's what happens when you add time into your movie. Any kind of time travel just messes things up, man.
think...
How come he remade that apple but didn't fix his hands?
But I feel like...
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like if the world...
Great movie.
If the world is not too fucked up, why risk ruining it? But if the world is about to be engulfed by this being, then if anything goes bad, then fuck it already.
Yeah, but the Ancient One was taking power from the Dark Dimension anyway, so she doesn't care about anything, apparently.
Well, obviously she wasn't doing something too wrong. She lived so many years, and the world was okay.
Honestly, I think the main problem with the whole Dark Dimension thing is that I think the Eye of Agamotto should have been what it is in the comic books, which is what makes the Sorcerer Supreme, makes him strong. The Eye of Agamotto is like, for how Doctor Strange learned all of his powers and whatnot, if he just took the Eye of Agamotto, it would have made a lot of sense, because that makes him like the Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah, it would have powered him up.
Yeah, it would have powered him up. So it would have made sense if he just whooped all those asses. So what I'm saying is, the Ancient One's power would have been way better if it was just the Eye of Agamotto, and then you wouldn't have to worry about time travel. But because this movie really wanted to connect Avengers and Infinity War and Thanos and whatnot,
right.
This movie, you're like, oh, it's the time gem. So it's not what it used to be.
Now, there was only one thing I didn't understand with the time gem and how Doctor Strange uses it. Now, does he still feel the things that happen? Because while he's in that Izanami and he's just dying over and over again.
Oh, we're going to call it that, right?
That's what it was.
That's canon.
Oh, it's canon?
I read it.
Okay.
Because there's a clip of him where he's like huffing and puffing and he's like out of breath. And I'm like, you should be restored every time you do this.
I think that was just for dramatic effect.
You think it was just for dramatic?
Because it doesn't make any sense otherwise.
I imagine it being mentally draining because Dormammu he was like, man, this is some bullshit.
Well, he has to live through it because remember, there's no time in the dark dimension.
Yeah.
So he's experiencing every single time, but Doctor Strange isn't.
Oh, is it okay?
Because if he did feel it, then the first time he came back, he was like, all right, see, I don't want to die again because that really hurt. Because you like crushed me and burned me and threw planets at me and hit me with everything in the book.
That's a good question. How did he remember every time? Or did he not remember? And
I think the user's not affected.
He just knew what he was doing?
I don't think the user's affected, like his memories aren't affected.
Okay.
I don't know exactly how that worked. I thought he actually was affected. And he was just coming through everything.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I thought Dormammu was the one that wasn't affected because there's no time in the dark dimension. So I thought he was like...
But like, every time he came back more sarcastic. He was like, Dormammu, I have a deal to make. Every time he came back.
That's why I thought it was just for
You know what I wish they had in the movie? Maybe he doesn't feel it, maybe he's fine, but maybe there's a body that stays.
It's just pile up. He's like, I have to clean this all up.
Dormammu. And the other thing I didn't understand is actually in the after credits scene with Thor. And he's talking to Thor, and the scene ends with Thor kind of begging Doctor Strange for sanctuary for Loki. But as we saw at the end of Thor: The Dark World, Loki is disguised as Odin, and Thor doesn't know.
I think he knows now.
I had this conversation with someone, and they're like, well, Loki can make like shadow clones of himself, basically, like duplicates. And I was like, they better. Because if not, I'm calling it out. Bullshit. Alright?
Or maybe they're just not going to explain it. Joss Whedon's like, you're going to watch it anyway.
Damn it.
They came down to save their dad. That's what he said.
Yeah, he's looking for Odin. So I'm going to say, and I don't know, it's probably not that shadow clone thing. So Thor did find out. Probably ties into the next movie, Ragnarok. And he's probably looking for Odin because we don't know where Odin's at. He probably already figured it out at the end of fucking the Age of Ultron.
So is
when
that
he went
what
back,
Strange and the Hulk going to be the next?
They might be, and that also might be.
Well, I would have loved that scene. Him figuring out, him having lunch with Odin, and Odin saying some sus shit. Like,
man, you want interesting things from the Thor movies? You ain't getting that.
Here's the thing: the Thor movies aren't good anyways. I don't care.
Those movies aren't good.
Go ahead.
Deep side.
Tell me which
Thor
movie was good.
Thor himself is fine in other movies.
Because someone else is directing and writing.
Yeah. Thor, the way he acts anyway, the way he's portrayed is bullshit. That guy sucks.
What bothered me also was his gem, what was it, the ether? Like, I thought it was lame. I was like, out of all of them, this one's just...
You know what's funny about those? Every single gem of the Infinity Gauntlet has been found on Earth, basically, except for the one in Guardians of the Galaxy. Time was on Earth, the cube was on Earth, the ether was on Earth.
I thought Loki brought the cube. Oh, no.
The cube.
Oh, they had the
Red
cube
Skull
already.
had the cube.
Yeah.
Mind Gem was on Earth. They're all on Earth, except for the Power Gem and the Soul Gem, which hasn't been discovered yet.
Hey,
it's probably on Earth.
Thanos is like, I've scoured the galaxy for this. What? 5 of them have been on Earth the entire time? God damn it!
Hey,
how did I overlook this?
No one said Thanos was smart. He's just strong.
That's another weak thing about these Marvel movies. If that's how they're gonna go, their villains are weak.
Yeah, this villain was pretty weak.
Because Caecilius, he had his joke and all that, but he was pretty shitty.
He got defeated by that BDSM,
machine?
Yeah.
His fucking arms got tied by his
Doctor Strange beat him without even being as trained as he was.
I'm surprised I didn't see that cape more in that battle in Hong Kong. Because that shit actually choked out a dude. Sent him in an astral force.
Beating him up, son. That was funny. That was a good scene. It was straight up like this. That's the guy's. That's the
I like how it had the mind of its own.
That's the guy's head, by the way.
It was like thank you, his cape was like the fucking magic carpet from Aladdin.
Yeah.
It had a mind of its own. That scene, the same scene where he beat Caecilius would have made more sense if the Eye of Agamotto actually was what it was in the comic books. Because then he would just be overpowered.
I mean, they say, oh, he's a natural at magic. And I was like, alright, he can be a natural and all that. But Caecilius was also supposed to be like a natural genius at performing magic. And he beat him. And a few of his grunts.
But I never thought I knew Caecilius wasn't that good of a villain when the very intro scene when he's like with 20 of his like disciples and the ancient one walks in and he sees her and they just dip and the second the fight starts he's like, what was he? He's like, hypocrite, and then he summons like a gateway out of there and just scrams.
And that's why I've been talking about the crazy power levels in these Marvel movies. I don't think they know how to keep them consistent. Because think about the Ancient One that started the movie.
Right.
It doesn't seem like Kaecilius will ever be able to defeat her.
And then he did it.
And then it happened. With less grunts.
And I guess you could say, oh, he had the power of Dormammu. It was like, then why did Doctor Strange still beat him?
Also, they didn't say he had the power to draw. They say he draws his power from the Dark Dimension, which is the same place the Ancient One draws her power from. So actually, nothing should have changed.
Yeah, it's true, because they both would have been really strong in the mirror dimension where they
also, how come Mordo never noticed that the Ancient Ones got her power from the Dark Dimension? Did he just see that sign in her head right there?
It appeared because the plot demanded it.
Towards the end.
The plot demanded
Why?
The plot, yeah.
Why?
Because she took.
Well, I don't know when she fights. She fights with her hood on. Yeah.
Yeah, she took her hood off, and then
maybe it appears when she fights. Maybe they should explain that, but this is me defending them.
I mean, Mordo should be like, "Hey, how come you always wearing a hood whenever you fight?"
When you use magic, or when you do anything magical. Let me see what's under that hood.
Honestly, I don't think the Ancient One needed to hide the truth from them. In fact, this is actually all her fault.
Yep.
Because if she had just told them, "Oh, I draw power from the Dark Dimension," then Kaecilius probably wouldn't have
And that's
left.
how I know the Dark Dimension isn't good.
Yeah. And Mordo probably wouldn't be like, "Oh, you draw power from the Dark Dimension?" Well, at least you told me. It's the fact that she said it was evil, and then she was drawing power from it. See, you can't be a hypocrite, man.
How long was Mordo with her, anyway?
They don't say it.
Because the way he's betrayed is like when a mother's like, I don't even love my son. Like he was like damaged from it.
Real hurt. He was real hurt for sure.
By that lie, that really didn't really matter at the moment.
But she said the thing about him was that he's very inflexible.
Yeah, he's a wall.
What's funny is that you taught him. Why don't you fix that? She was like, "Doctor, you'll be a great, pair for my, my student Mordo, because you're very flexible." I was like, why don't you just teach him so he's more flexible? Or why don't you tell him the truth? That way that wouldn't be a problem.
No, fuck it. No.
The plot demands it.
Yeah, the plot demands it. That's see, we don't really hate this movie like we said before.
I don't. But
this has been a big underlining theme in a lot of these fucking movies. Shit happens because the plot demands it. It always happens. B.E.T. I guess the plot demanded that. Jolly Rancher in a dude's mouth. The plot demanded that.
Oh,
did it? Why you gotta bring that up again?
Because I actually don't have the good examples in my head, so I'm using the bullshit examples that I have in these movies.
If anything, that was Jesse Eisenberg improving that. I can't believe someone would write, and then he put the Jolly Rancher in her mouth. I refuse to believe David Goyer wrote that. Actually, it's Goyer, so maybe he did.
I didn't have the actual examples in my head, but yeah, it happens a lot in these comic book movies. As of recently, it's been shit happens because the plot demands it.
Yeah, I just don't think they write their scripts very tightly. They just want to be like, oh, we want to get to each point. So here's the origin story. Here's him denying the powers. Here's him accepting the powers but not trusting the master. Here's him discovering that the master draws power from the Dark Dimension. Here's his first confrontation. Here's this, and you're just going through the points, but you're not really paying attention to what's actually happening. Because if you watch the whole movie, you're like, wait, here's that time thing. Why doesn't he heal his hands? Why didn't he just stop the Dark Dimension? Why didn't he just reset the sanctums? Any number of these things would have worked. And then you can say, oh, he didn't want to break the rules. He didn't find out about the Dark Dimension existing at a time until you heard what Kaecilius said. And I'm like, oh, fair. Then why didn't the Ancient One do that stuff? And then the whole movie doesn't make any sense.
Wow.
That's it, man.
See, what could definitely be said about this movie, these movies, is that their studios, the directors, the producers, the writers, they should be more patient with these movies. Because it's not like this movie was rushed or anything like that. But when you watch the movie, you feel like it was, because there's so many flaws and plot holes. There shouldn't be this many plot holes if you proofread your movie. Yeah, like if you read the script and go through it, or like because when the filming of a movie's done, you have the test watch of it, and if you're watching the film and you're like, well, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. How come he didn't do that? How come he didn't do that? And you're seeing in the movie like, all right, well, how come they didn't fix it? So it seems like they're just like, put it out there. Do it.
You know what got me really worried when this movie first came out? Is I was hearing reviews, and I love hearing reviews because it gives me a little, whets my appetite. But everyone I knew who had watched it before me was like, it's visually stunning. That's all they were saying, and I was like,
that's all I had to say for it.
But that doesn't mean it's a good movie.
People don't care about scripts, man. They care about pretty actors and visuals.
Yeah, that's
a week before this movie came out, it had perfect 100s on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't even want to read the reviews. When a movie has perfect 100s like that before it came out, that only can be one of two things. Either it's really good or it's really fucking ass and someone's overcompensating.
I mean, I feel like these Marvel movies, what they're trying to do is just make popcorn flicks. And I think it succeeded at least in that.
Yeah.
It's an entertaining watch, you know. It won't make you feel like, you know, someone took money out of your wallet and pushed you down the stairs.
I'd actually put this on Marvel's, like, higher up on their list.
You think so?
I would say so.
Do you want me to break out the other movies?
So what are you about to compare it to?
You want to do this right now? Well, first thing, Iron Man.
Iron Man was very good.
Ain't nothing beating Iron Man.
Oh yeah, Iron Man.
Iron Man 2.
I'm a Captain America fan,
too.
and I'm a big Iron Man fan.
Are we involving Deadpool in this?
No, we're
Nah,
Marvel
Fox.
Cinematic.
That movie's
Okay.
dope.
So real quick, we're gonna say what sucks. Thor 1 and 2 suck dick.
Oh,
Incredible
very
Hulk
on the low,
suck dick.
all on the low
And
side.
Iron Man 3 suck dick.
So, Doctor Strange is better than those movies.
Yeah.
Now, is it better than Winter Soldier?
Action-wise?
I prefer it to Winter Soldier.
Action-wise?
But action-wise, no.
Hell no.
No.
I
Not
like
at
it.
all.
I like the better Winter Soldier.
I like Winter
And
Soldier better.
it hurts my butthole. to
But
say
is
that.
it better than Civil War? No.
No.
Hell no.
Because
Get the
Civil
fuck
War, is it better than Avengers?
No.
out.
But
No.
it's better than Avengers 2. Not action-wise.
Yes, it is better than Avengers 2, because that script makes even less sense. If that's even possible.
Not
One
action-wise,
zero.
but like writing-wise, that movie doesn't
If you
make
guys
sense
don't
very
know
much.
what we're talking about, watch a review of Avengers 2, so you can know about.
Wait,
the
we didn't do
plot
that.
holes.
We didn't do that.
Yes, we did.
I prefer Ant-Man to this movie.
We did it.
Ant-Man is high up in my eyes. I really like that
I just
movie.
feel like Ant-Man's underrated because not many people are like.
No one saw that movie.
Oh, if you don't know what we're talking about, go back and watch our review.
Our review on Ant-Man.
A review of Junior Coffee.
Ant-Man. Watch
that review from the future. If we ever even
Check
get to
out our
that.
Ant-Man 2 podcast.
We should just hint at it like it's a hidden thing. But like, that's my favorite podcast.
Like a Marvel movie, we're just hinting at extra stuff.
Yeah.
I did think this movie was better than Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay, well, I didn't really like Guardians of the Galaxy, so yes.
It bothers me that you don't like Guardians.
Watch it again and tell me I'm wrong.
I like it. When y'all said there wasn't any action in it, and I rewatched it, I was like, oh, now I'm mad.
But that's
There was no action in it.
But again, the same thing about like people saying it's visually stunning gets me scared. Because for Guardians of the Galaxy 2, the director came out and he's like, you know what's the hardest part about this movie? And people were like, what? And he's like, the soundtrack. And I was like, what? No, I want. What about the script? What about the story?
Oh, no, man. Copy paste.
It's like
Like,
scripts, those don't matter.
This soundtrack has to be lit, has to outdo the first one. I was like, it should outdo the movie, not just the sound.
You know what's funny about the soundtracks is that you don't write the music. You're taking music from 80s stuff and just putting in this movie. So what do you mean the sound is going to be more lit? You mean your mixtape?
My playlist has to be lit.
I think one thing that the person that should frequent in these movies a lot, or in the production of these movies, is, and yeah, it's gonna sound like I'm sucking him, but he makes good fighting scenes. That choreographer for Civil War, for the Russo brothers, he makes good fighting scenes.
He does.
His fight scene in Winter Soldier was dope. Probably Age of Ultron. Yeah, he was in Age of Ultron. Pretty dope. Civil War, pretty dope. He should definitely be doing these fight scenes in these movies. They're pretty fucking good when he's behind the helm.
I think one of the things they should have taken away is the spirit of the psychedelic scene that they had near the start of the movie. That should have been how the magic was depicted in the movie.
If that was that, like most of the movie, that would have been a great thing to watch.
Like, Sorcerer's over here pulling out batons and whips. I was like, you know I can get a baton and whip in real life.
And still whip your...
This is magic. I want to see some crazy stuff.
That weird little glass thing that they
Oh, their little shadow sword things, whatever.
yeah.
I want to see people shoot beams from their hands and, like, crazy stuff happen. Maybe
Yeah,
summon,
you know,
like, some kind of, summoned beast or something.
I don't know that's how they got brought to Armando,
Laser
was that they
beams.
summoned him.
And the shield, little hand shields, you know?
Yeah. I remember when they had the magical circles that they came from their hands, and I was like, that is interesting. Then they pull something boring out of it. I was like, what?
So yeah, like I said, I think they were afraid. I think they were afraid, and they didn't want to take the chance, so they made it really basic and just appealing for your eyes.
I don't think this movie's bad, but I don't think anything really stood out about it, honestly.
Yeah.
Maybe Doctor Strange would have stood out more if they gave him more to do in this movie, but there's so much of, we gotta focus on the Ancient One, we gotta focus on this, Caecilius, that book, Mordo, all this other stuff. I mean, it didn't seem like he came to his own until, like, that extra scene at the end. Like, when he's talking to Thor, I was like, oh, this is, like, cool, like, Doctor Strange character. Like, he was, like, making jokes, being
established.
smug. But, like, in the middle of the movie, it seems like he's still trying to figure things out, even though he's way stronger than he should be. Way stronger.
He was like a really strong noob.
Yeah.
So, ranking on Marvel movies, and then final feelings about this movie.
All right. Well, we don't have we're not all agreed on which ones are on top, right?
I don't think so.
But, what do you think is the top movie?
I think Iron Man's the best movie the Marvel Studios ever made.
I'd say Iron Man and then
The first Iron Man.
Under it.
I can't think off the top. I don't want to agree with Yao just because.
Think about it. It ain't Captain America.
You didn't like the first Captain America? You didn't
I
enjoy
liked
that?
It wasn't that.
Is that the best Marvel movie?
Not the best Marvel movie.
It ain't Captain America. It's definitely not Thor. It ain't Ant-Man. Ant-Man is one of the better ones, though.
Ant-Man is good.
It ain't Guardians.
I
don't care. It ain't Guardians. And then you have 2 Avengers movies.
I guess I'd probably say the Avengers just to spite you.
Okay, that works.
That's my reasoning too.
That works.
But I put both Iron Man movies above this movie. Iron Man 1 and 2. Yeah, I said both. There isn't no third one.
Third one's not real. Filler.
I really enjoyed the first Iron Man. That was
Ant-Man.
cool as fuck.
I'd put this movie somewhere by Ant-Man if I could.
Probably right under Ant-Man.
Ant-Man, right under it.
Right under Ant-Man.
So you're saying Iron Man 2, Iron Man 1, Iron Man 2, Ant-Man, Doctor Strange, Avengers.
Oh, I know. Civil War is ahead of Ant-Man.
Oh, so Iron Man 2, Civil War, Ant-Man, Doctor Strange,
Winter Soldier,
Avengers.
and then a bunch of those other shitty ones.
You know, I like how Iron Man's in the top 3.
I agree with that, but I will put Ant-Man higher because I liked Ant-Man a lot.
Respectable.
But this is us saying that we did like the movie.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
definitely. I like
It was all right, guys.
I'd watch it.
You
when
know
it
what?
comes out
If you
DVD
think
again.
the movies that I put below Doctor Strange are good movies, then you'll like Doctor Strange.
A lot. You'll think it's the best shit ever.
So if you love Winter Soldier, go watch this movie.
If you love Thor, watch any movie.
In fact, if you like Thor, you probably gonna watch this movie.
If you like Thor, then you probably like Batman vs Superman because they're both shitty movies and you have bad taste. Bitch.
Damn.
Yo, foul. Foul.
But I think we could wrap up with that, guys. So,
We like the movie.
we like the movie.
It's okay.
The
We
problems are
recommend
there. You can point them out, and obviously you can talk about them. We just did.
Or you could be like me
You listen to it.
and not acknowledge any of it and just enjoy it.
To be
Blindly.
like Junior.
I
This
mean, you
movie
can't
was
get
a
high and
beautiful
watch
life.
this movie, man. It didn't even have all the crazy visuals people were talking about.
Yeah, the beginning of this.
Yeah, man, I'm tired of this propaganda. People were like, "Oh man, this movie, man, I was tripping."
They
I was
literally-
watching that movie. I was like, "Man, this is a regular ass movie."
They literally.
By the way,
The beginning of it did enough of the tripping for me. Though.
no drugs. We don't tolerate drugs.
Yeah, don't do drugs, children.
Don't do drugs, kids, man.
How do you say that with a straight face?
This is straight.
Outed.
Achoo!
But yeah, we liked the movie. Yeah, I said it was okay.
It was okay.
It was decent. I
I
liked it.
liked it.
If you think decent's a bad thing, go look at the definition of decent. Nothing in that word means bad. So yeah.
It's above average. The average being 5. I don't know why you guys don't use the whole scale. People be like, "Oh, if something doesn't get a 7, it's garbage." No. 5, mediocre. 6, slightly above average. 7, above average. And then you have, good, great,
Awesome.
masterpiece.
And then you have fun to watch.
Yeah, those can either be 5s or 1s, but they're still fun to watch.
John Wick's a 5.
Yeah,
That movie was fun to watch.
it was pretty entertaining.
Wait, before it's over, do you guys have 10s? Do you have a movie that's a perfect 10?
In my life.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park, maybe?
Yo, I never thought of rating a throwback.
The Dark Knight.
Dark
I love
Knight?
that movie.
The first one?
The second one.
Second one? Oh.
I like
My
the
bad.
first Matrix. I don't know if it's because I saw it when I was young, but I could watch it over and over.
Indiana Jones, probably.
Ooh, that's a
Which
good
Indiana-
one, Raiders?
The movie's fucking,
Raiders.
the movie's so fucking good. Indiana Jones is... That or Carlito's Way, I definitely say are 10s in my eyes.
Oh damn, Carlito's Way.
And then a 9, I definitely give to Sin City, because Sin City was the shit. 9 or 8.
Yeah,
I
just
give like Mad Max a 9 or 8.
Oh, hell yeah. New Mad Max 9 or 8.
9 or 8.
It was fucking good.
Well, you guys, we don't hate everything.
And we even have a treat for you guys. We're working on something. We won't get too detailed in it right now. We're going to do something involving us and you. It's going to be somewhat interactive.
So, yeah.
By that, I mean not at all.
So unless, of course, you do want to ask questions and post in the comments.
Yeah, don't be
but
afraid.
You won't.
Do it. Do it.
You won't.
Okay, here we go. First 5 people to comment. I will personally go to your house, give you nipple rubs. I'll bring the icy hot Vicks Vapor Rub. I don't fucking KY.
It's like,
I got you. Here we go. Do it.
I want them to picture this like we pushed Junior out the room and he busted her. Was like, all right, I'm back. Guess what? I'm gonna rub your nipple. Like we tried to shoot him. Like, stop and get out of here.
Or if not, we should make a prize for them. Like we do the put the Vicks Vapor Rub on your balls thing.
Like one of us?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
This is how you sell out.
I don't want to recommend this kind of behavior.
Every 10 likes. 1 stroke of the nuts. Alright, we're done.
Alright, that's all the time we have.
We're done. We're done.
This was the roast session. Hopefully we'll be back.
Pickle.